What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascend. I owe you guys a FET video, so here we go. FET, Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. Looking at this, not a whole lot has changed on like the long-term outlook of this since our last video. Certainly looks like we still just have an ascending price channel with an A, B, C, D waiting on the E. That should take us up here right around $7. So again, just kind of trying to find a bottom here. If we look at the stochastic RSI, this is the weekly chart. We are going from high to low. So if this thing continues a little bit lower, you would expect price to drift as well. Because if you look in the past, anytime you've gone high to low here on the stochastic, price has typically followed. So that's what we're looking at. If it does dip a little bit below this D, that's okay. You see a little bit of overthrow there, a little bit of overthrow there. You had a wick up there. But for the most part, price has been, respecting this channel. And if we look from a wave count perspective on this D wave drop, pretty much looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4 back up to wave 1, 5. So let's see if this is the beginning of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Gotta wait and see if this does decide to come a little bit lower. We got an extended fifth, and that's okay too. But I know it's hard to imagine a $7 FET right now, with this thing being down here at 18 cents. But you have seen how quickly these things can get going here, right? Back here, let's take a look. From here to here, I mean, 20 weeks, right? Alt seasons are typically 4 months, 4 to 5 months. That's pretty much what that rise was right there, was that amount of time. And this was the 2021 alt season. So you see how quickly it can get carried away. Is there a chance that this thing ends up doing something like that and we're up here at 340? Yeah, absolutely. Connecting more of the wicks. But for the time being, we're going to play it like that and say that the E wave has the possibility to get us up there. If I pull this down to the bottom, you can see that we do have the 1618 of the most recent range up in that area as well, right at about 560. So there's an argument for this area up here for sure. I understand it's frustrating right now. A lot of things happening, like it's going to have to happen on the macro. We're going to need to get help from the broader environment. It's not going to be FET going on a run by itself. Conditions have to be right. And I would argue that we are getting there. We are getting there. You look at the liquidity expansion sequence, the riskiest assets are the last to go. Right now, we have equities running. Eventually, you will see that money trickle down into crypto. And if you look at U.S. indices, they are way more, from a market cap perspective, way higher than you have the crypto market. It would not take a lot to pour out of the stock markets to get crypto rolling again. So if this does come back down, I'd be looking for like the 14-cent level to be the area that makes the most sense. That is like this trend line here. And it also would give us close to a double bottom with what happened right here, right? So that area makes complete sense right there. We'll say 14.5 cents as the big support. If I was looking to load up, that's the area I would be looking at. As far as resistances are concerned, well, you can see where we stopped out last time. That was also a resistance back here in January, and we've pretty much just been bouncing between these two for the whole year thus far. So next support coming in, 14.5 cents. That's the opportunity zone. The resistance I'd be paying close attention to. I mean, we'll go ahead and extend it a little bit. We'll call it like the 30-cent level, right? So 14.5 cent support, 30.5 cent level. Let's see that thing break, and then we should take this back relatively quickly, get us back up there in the 80-cent level, and then we'll come back and revisit everything going on. But for the time being, that's what we're looking at. If we pull in the SMAs, the weekly moving averages, those are much higher, right? The 200 and the 100 are up here around 70 cents. You do have this 50-week SMA that's also going to be coming in as resistance at the exact level we're talking about. This line could trickle down a little bit further, and on the way back up, it is going to add resistance for us at this level. So that's how I'm looking at FET right now for the time being. Again, could draw down a little bit more, get us around that 14.5 cent level. And then hopefully we can start talking about upside here for the market, because I know people are frustrated. It's especially hard when you see that, equities are absolutely ripping. And it makes sense that this is happening. People are bailing on crypto to jump into stocks. but eventually it won't take much. People start seeing these things go like they did back here. You have, 100% weeks, things that are doubling, right? And people are going to pour back in. So, still confident that we're going to have some kind of outperformance here. If we don't get a full blown alt season, I would still be looking up here, like between $1.80 to 75 as the high probability rollover zone. This is typically where traders take profit before this would continue another leg down. But we do structurally have an ABCDE, and we do have some arguments for that area up there between 550 and $7. Just need the broader macro to cooperate. So that's what we're waiting on for the time being, my friends. If you guys want to go deeper, join the Quantum Circle, entries, exit strategy, emotional and mental clarity, 2 daily macro videos. You can try 50% off your first month. Link to that in my bio. If not, thank you so much for being here. If you guys could follow, like, repost, I want to get this out to as many people as I can. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you later.